Nation, I no shit thought we were going to blow it once again. Going into halftime 17-3, I didn't even let myself get excited because I already knew what the fuck was going to happen. The Patriots were fighting for a playoff spot and trying to stay in the mix, and the Raiders aren't playing for shit. We're playing to see if Derek Carr is going to be our quarterback at the start of next season. But this game ended up being incredibly fun, and who would have thought that my ass would have been chanting Chandler Jones' name while running around my house to finish this damn thing off. But watching his ass catch that lateral, plant Mac Jones in the dirt, then end up streaking to the house literally had me jumping around like a fool. And then DC hitting Keelan Cole in the back corner of the end zone to tie this fucking thing up. Dude, I was going crazy. This was an emotional roller coaster, even though it didn't mean shit. But these are the games that I truly love because the bandwagon Raider fans have already jumped ship. They've been gone for like the past 2 to 3 weeks. Now it's just the diehard Raider fans that stick with this team no matter what until the end of the season. Y'all are the ones that I'm talking to when I make these videos. So let's go ahead and break it down real quick. I thought DC ended up playing a pretty decent game today. Offensive line held up pretty well for him. He was able to throw 3 touchdown passes. He did have that one terribly ugly pick six on one of the most telegraphed passes I've ever seen in my entire life. But he helped keep us in this game and he put points on the board when it mattered. We got JJ who carried the ball 22 times, ended up being just shy of 100 yards and he never found pay dirt. But that kid's still banged up, man. I love watching him play though. He just plays with so much heart. Him and Max Crosby are my 2 favorite players to just key in on during a game and just watch the level of energy that they play at continuously. You don't get that from a lot of the players in the league. Then moving into that receiver room, Keelan Cole, like we talked about, ended up having that big strike and got us right back into this. Matt Collins ended up having that touchdown grab at the goal line, but he also had a few key catches throughout this game that kept those fucking chains moving and made it to where we could march down the field. He actually played a hell of a game. I know he only had 4 catches, but those 4 catches were all clutch as shit. Darren Waller got back in the mix and ended up getting in the house, but he also completely screwed us on that pass to Davante Adams. He was in the wrong spot, making a play on the ball that was not thrown to him, and if he wouldn't have fucked that up, that would have been another 6, and my fantasy team would not have been completely screwed. Still pretty pissed off about that one. Waller, I know you've been gone for a minute, but you need to figure that shit out. The playbook hasn't changed in the past 5 weeks that you've been missing. A little bit less rapping, a little more studying, and we should be okay. Hunter Renfrow slowly started to work back in. I think he's still a little bit banged up. We just wanted to get him back in and start getting him some reps. Foster Moreau ended up having a few decent catches, but then we have Davante. Belichick's ass had a plan to take him out of this game, and for the most part, he completely did. And you could tell he was getting frustrated as shit as this game went on. The past 2 weeks, Derek Carr has gotten away from force feeding him, and as much as I never thought I would say this, it's honestly hurting this offense. I would way rather see Derek Carr force that shit into double or triple coverage on 3rd and 15 than watch us throw another fucking screen pass that's going to go for 4 yards and then punt. That's some college football bullshit, and I am so sick of seeing it on a weekly basis. Defensively, Stevenson fucking ruined us. That kid almost rushed for 200 yards. Their running backs combined were over 200 yards, which is complete bullshit. Our run defense fucking blows. There is no other way to put it. Anytime you let the opposing running back average 9 yards a carry, you are doing something terribly, terribly wrong. We were able to shut Mac Jones completely out during this game, which made me happy as hell. Amik Robertson played one hell of a game today. I also want to shout out Luke Masterson, man. I told y'all to keep an eye on that kid. He's progressing. Granted, it's a little bit slow, but he is getting better each and every week. And I honestly think he's going to be one of our key linebackers moving into next season. It's the same kind of shit we saw with Diablo last year. Comes in a little bit later in the season, ends up making a little bit of noise, wins that starting job the next year. Perryman's getting older. You start putting him into a role to where he's cycling in and out. Now all of a sudden we have Diablo on one side, we got Brown on the other, you got Masterson sitting over the middle, and we have a young, strong, fast as shit linebacker core, and we have not had that in a good damn minute. Our defense overall, though, as far as today goes, the first half they looked pretty damn good. The second half they completely went to shit, and we've seen that happen time after time. But at the end of the day, they were able to put it together and seal this fucking game for us. To me, a win is a win. I don't care how we do it. As long as we put a check in that W column, I'm happy as shit. At this point, you figure we just have to trust in the rebuild. They've already completely fucked up this playoff team. So now we just have to sit there and watch where they actually take this thing, which totally sucks to say, but that is what it is at this point. We just have to pray that McDaniels can draft better than he can call plays, but that's our guy and we have to stick with him no matter what, so we just have to watch whatever he does and hope that it's the right fucking move. But at least tonight we can go to bed with big shit-eating grins on our face, and that's really all you could ask for at this point in the season. But let me know what y'all think, because I really would like to see this team win out the rest of this year. Not so we can make the playoffs, just so we can continue to gel as a team and try to bring these dudes together and build a little bit of momentum going into next season, and maybe we don't look like shit and we can start off a little bit faster and stay in the race. And then real quick before I wrap this thing up, if there's somebody out there that can tell me how I can show film on my channel without getting that shit flagged or taken down immediately, which has happened to me countless times in the past, that's the reason I do not do it. But there's some things that I want to show, not like breaking down tape. I know I kind of hate that shit. I just want to be able to show examples of how these refs are controlling these games and how the NFL is steering this shit to go in a certain direction. I really just want to be able to exploit the NFL for all the bullshit that they're trying to pull this season and put it on tape for everybody to see. And I also want to update my Nation's Voice logo, and I completely suck at that kind of stuff, and I will happily pay somebody to do it for me. So if you're interested in doing that, please hit me up, because I'd really like to get a few different designs, pick one, and then give somebody 20 bucks as a thank you. That's all I got for y'all tonight. I'll hit you up on Christmas Eve after the game. Hopefully we kick the shit out of the Steelers. Until then, I am Joe Koo, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.